Super short video. Let's talk Republicans. All right. We won the election pretty spectacularly, right? 312 as the electorate, and then the popular vote, the House, the Senate, sweeping across the board, right? If we are not careful, we will have another Biden in 28. All right? Because something I learned just today that really startled me, because it made me realize that we didn't win as big as it seems like we won. AOC has hinted that she has voters who voted for her and Trump. Two very polar opposite perspectives in political systems, right? So why were people voting for her? This shows you the disconnect. This isn't people waking up. This is people realizing that they don't like Biden, they don't like Harris, and they don't like the people surrounding them. But they can still be bought. They can still be convinced and persuaded. They can still be duped. Okay? People haven't woken up as much as we realize. If they did, AOC would be gone. So, where do we need to focus our attention? I'm going to be very clear with you on this. Republicans, if we attack the Democrat voter, we hand the election to the Democrats. My wife was just telling me, my wife works up at a university. She's very quiet about her beliefs because she would be immediately ostracized and would probably be pressured to quit. But she was telling me that one of her coworkers who voted for Harris was very open on social media that she voted for Harris, but she wasn't being aggressive about it, at least from what I've heard. And her Republican Trump voting relatives sent some pretty demeaning messages to her privately. Those family members just confirmed that that girl is going to be a Democrat for the rest of her life. We can't do that. And let me remind you, the reason that, we voted for Trump is not because just of Trump. We've had stars in the past. The reason we voted for Trump is that he exposed the media. And we found that the media are liars. And so we voted against the media. We have to do that again. We have to show the voters that the media cannot be trusted, because they're already doing it again. On election night and the next day, it looked like there was a glimmer of hope that some people in the media were starting to wake up. Now, 1 week later, they're not there. They're going back to the same old tricks. They're spinning the same old lies again. They're never going to change. So what we have to do is we have to show them that these fear-mongering people do not care for them, that these fear-mongering people will continue to lie to them to make them afraid into action. Fear is a very powerful motivator, and I believe that fear is a better motivator than hope. Hope is a very healthy and strong motivator, which is what drove a lot of Trump. I mean, there was some fear that drove Trump stuff too, but there was also like, hey, this has got some legs. If we vote him in office, things might actually change. And there's a lot of hope in the Republican or Republican-friendly circles right now. There's no hope in the Democrat circles. There's only fear. Fear that, oh my gosh, I am a transgender person. Everything that I do for myself is going to disappear. I might be hunted down. People might want to exile me from the country. What about Whoopi Goldberg getting up and saying they're going to deport you? For those of you who are in mixed marriages, they're going to deport the Latina woman and they're going to put your husband with a white woman. They're not changing anything. And if we go after the voter, then we're painting ourselves exactly how the media is painting us. But if we go for the media, if we show them, hey, this person is lying to you, and they're going to lie to you about this. By the way, this is a script that they're going to read from. So whenever Trump does something, this is what they're going to say, and they listen and they hear those exact sentences. They're going to go, ooh, that's not good. Ooh, that's not good. Okay, so they just called every Hispanic person who voted for Trump a misogynist, sexist, white supremacist. Wow. Okay, that's going to make me think twice. And that's the whole purpose. We have to get them to see who the liars are. Because and I'll tell you this, I'm about to go drive to pick up our pizza. I don't blame the average everyday voter. I don't blame the Democrat voters. I blame the media. The media created this. The media are what pushed people to fear, what pushed people into thinking that that the only thing that was good for their lives was to commit suicide because Trump won. To believe that that all abortion was going away because of Project 2025, even though absolutely, I don't think like any major Republicans are even capable of putting Project 2025 forward since Trump himself has said it. But all of these things are easy to refute. You know how long they ran with the neo-Nazis and white nationalists are very fine people? How long they ran with that, even though we disproved them on day one? On day one, the day that they put that lie forward, we disproved them, and people still believe it. But people have less trust in the media now than ever before, and that needs to be our focus. Because when they have zero trust in the media and they start going to these independent sources and they start hearing, by gosh, research and other perspectives, that's where the hope is. We have hope to win back the country. But the first thing that we got to do is point out the liars. We can point out the individual lies all day long, but if we're hitting the wrong targets, it's not going to matter. Think of it like a police training drill. You don't shoot the civilians, you shoot you shoot the targets, right? You miss the civilians to shoot the targets. We need to miss the civilians and bring down the media, not with violence, but by exposing them. By exposing them, showing this pattern of behavior, and we need to ride them on this until they stop lying. And until they stop lying, they're going to hear our voices correcting them over and over and showing that they don't deserve the paycheck that they're getting. That's the only way that we win in 28. Because if we wait for another Joe Biden presidency to motivate people enough to vote for someone like Donald Trump, we'll lose the country anyways. That's all I got for you. Bye.